So we are here in Fresno, California. We've got a sink that's in pretty bad shape. You know, the plumbing. You know, we won't get into the issues of the mold and whatnot in the cabinet because that's not our trade. But service master can certainly be contacted, and that needs to be addressed. You got kids in the home, and they're going to get sick, so that needs to be taken care of. But our portion of the work is we got a faucet that's spraying up here. So when you turn it on, it just sprays out the back. And you can see there goes the water. So faucet replacement #1, and then also down here you can see active mold on the piping here. So that's mold, and that needs to go away. So we need to cut all of that out and put new piping in, and that's fine. Perhaps even up to and including, you can see the corrosion on the basket strainer. It might be okay, but you can see they tried to put some glue on that nut up there and get things tightened down, but it's still rolling down and causing some corrosion down here. So we propose taking it all the way back to the arm, cutting all that piping out of there, put a new fitting on, and switch to tubular piping. I'd like to replace these basket strainers as well, just because they're, we don't have to, but if they start leaking later, then, we're back again and it's an additional cost. So, 2 basket strainers, one there, and of course one over there. And then all this waste, and then of course new supply lines. We got a faucet with us, and we got that straight out of Home Depot this morning, so we'd like to go ahead and put the faucet in, put some new braided stainless steel supplies in right here. It looks like the house has been repiped already. You can see that's looks like Uponor piping back there, the Aquapex. Can't see the hot side, but I would imagine that's been, yep, it's Uponor piping. So we're not going to touch the shutoff valves, because if they start leaking, then we got trouble. So what we'll try and do is shut down the house, get the faucet replaced, get the water back on, and then go ahead and replace all this waste piping. We'll contact the landlord first, make sure that this is approved, and then we'll go from there. Okay, here. So we're in Fresno, California. We got this buttoned up. We did finish installing a faucet here. You can see it's the Delta Foundations, and there's the model number right there, the 21987LF. Not sure what that means, but you can see the model name is Foundations. And Delta is a main manufacturer, so it's a great faucet. You can see it up here in chrome. So just full hot cold. Lots of flow on the faucet. It is sealed. We got lots of putty in there. We ran lots of water down these drains, and there's no leaking going on. These basket strainers, both of those, we replaced them. The old ones, they were corroded. The plumbing was attached to it. One was glued on, the other one was cross-threaded, and it just had a lot of water down there and rusted out. So we started from the top and worked our way down. So both of these are brand new. These are both out of Home Depot, so lots of putty in there, tightened down. So 2 brand new basket strainers, and then of course you can see there's your little drain assemblies right there if you want to plug it up and fill it up with water. Down below you can see brand new nuts connecting up to the bottom of the sink, and it's got that big cup, so it's tightened down real good. Same thing on this side, brand new basket strainer. Then we've got one of these 2 compartment sink kits. It's not telescoping, you have to cut it to length, but it ties 2 sinks together, where normally you would have a garbage disposal on one side and then a basket strainer on the other. So just ties the 2 together, and it's all tubular down to a tubular extension. And then a brand new tubular P-trap over to the wall, where we cut the waste back almost into the insulation. We wanted to leave the insulation in place because I believe they're trying to seal the wall from rodents getting in. So we cut it back, got an 1.5 inch schedule 40, ABS 45, and then trap adapter to the tubular P-trap. So everything is new as far as the waste underneath here. Basket strainers. We did put new supply lines on as well, and we got those at supplyhouse.com, but they're 3/8 by half by 20-inch braided supply lines. Didn't work on anything else. These are existing shutoff valves, and they're tied into what appears to be the Uponor piping. So the Aquapex piping, plastic pipe tied in. We didn't want to disturb those because these multi-turn valves, they begin to leak at times and drip, and typically after you've shut them down and turned them on, they start to leak a little bit. So we didn't want to mess with that. We shut the water down out front, and just one last inspection before we go. We can see, so there's no dripping currently on these valves. So everything is dry down here. Well, not everything is dry, but the plumbing is dry. The only other issue, as I documented at the beginning, and we'll combine these 2 videos, is we've got active mold growing. The old plumbing had mold on it, and so we took it all out, threw it in the trash. And then down here in the cabinet, down at the base of the sides, both sides, bottom of drywall back there, and then especially the bottom portion of this cabinet is it's particle board. And so once mold gets into there, it's porous, so it just contains it. You can put Clorox on that all day long. It's not going to clean it up. So I'm not the professional in that industry. I recommend Service Master for mold remediation. They might have a contractor who can come out and work on the cabinet for you, replace the bottom, replace the sides, whatever they need to do. That's outside of our scope of work. But everything's in, everything's good outside of that. This installation is done.